Hi guys, welcome to my video. I wanted to make this video for a long time, really long time to be honest. Yes, Andrew Tate, the myth, legend Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. He's quite a controversial figure, as most people know him, and just like on the internet and overall, just like in people. And there's just like some this gang mentality about him, like. There's one group which just takes him as him playing a character and just like seeing him, oh yes, this funny guy, and there's this group going like, oh, he's a misogynist, he's like the worst person ever, he's like the devil. And there's this like group just like, oh yes, he's correct, he's like this good figure for young men and stuff like that. I want to show you my personal opinion about this. If you want to know which gang I'm sort of like in between all these people. I don't take everything that he says seriously, like the first group. I think he has some bad takes, like the second group things, and I think he's actually correct on a lot of things. That he's correct about other things, and I'm gonna show like clips of like me, like, you know, talk about like which things with all the gangs I agree with. So first thing of all, the gang which doesn't take him seriously and just thinks, oh yes, he's this funny guy. So I think that people take him way too seriously, like the thing that all the kids on TikTok go like, oh, what color is your Bugatti? And other stuff like, you know, or you're all seeing this like, oh, what color is your Bugatti? Or are you rich? Oh yeah, and all that stuff. And just it annoys me because they take everything that he says seriously, and you don't have to. For example, what color is your Bugatti? Like, he just joked about like people criticizing his color of his Bugatti, and he just like said joke like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this clip.
I like the color. You like the color? Yeah. Yeah, I had mixed reviews on the color. Some people said they like it, some people said they don't like it, and I said, well, what color is your Bugatti? Oh, both then.
As you can see in this clip, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention I'm taking all these clips of like Andrew Tate from TikTok, and some of them are like from like those weird those university like clip thingies, like what they post, and all of them are like with weird photos and all that, so some of them look really cringe, and yeah. So as you can see in the video, like, he's joking around. He's just like, funny, Bugatti, like, bro, like, you don't have to. He's not a god. He's just a person like me, you, or people that are watching him, like your friends, everything. Like, bro, he's just joking around. Calm down. You don't have to go with this Bugatti, or like some people which are like, who was it? Hate free. Like, oh, he said that if you don't have a Bugatti, you're not cool and all. Like, bro. He's just joking around. Calm down. He was poor himself, and he doesn't say, "Oh, I wasn't cool when I was poor." Like, he was homeless when he was 21, from what I know. So yeah, just for the group, which takes him like all serious and stuff like that. Like, bro, be like the group which thinks that he's a funny guy. Like, just like, don't take everything that he says so seriously. Calm down, like, bro. Okay, I'm just rambling right now, yeah. So yeah, now going to the next section. Next chapter, you may say. I don't know how to do chapters on YouTube, so that's why there are no chapters of like the parts which I talk about Andrew Tate. So yeah, the thing that I agree with him, I'm probably because of how his like, what is it called? I don't have a script about this, so that's why I'm like confusing my words a bit. And overall, I just don't do scripts on videos. Like, this is YouTube, not a fucking professional movie. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna get hate if this gets like more than average views because of how viral he is right now. Like, he's the most searched person right now. He's taking over the world basically. Probably gonna get hate from agreeing with him on some stuff. Like, like you can agree with someone and like not agree with everything that he says. People do the same thing with me and Vladimir Putin. I don't think Vladimir Putin is really a really good person. Like he started a war and all that stuff. He's a war criminal. Actually, war. Okay, this video is not about like Ukraine. I'm not gonna talk about that. So I'm gonna leave that for another video. Way more controversial stuff than this, to be honest. So yeah. I say that President Putin is a good economist. Like he developed Russia from like a rural, non-industrial place in 1991 to like a full-scale like HIC, highly developed country in like a few years. And even after the Ukraine sanctions, like he's like if you don't know, the ruble is actually on his peak right now. So yeah, he's quite a good. He's a genius, I have to say. For a specific situation, I'm gonna leave that for a different video with Ukraine, which I'm gonna make in some time. So yeah, watch out for that. So yeah. So if you agree with, don't be afraid to say that you agree with something with someone, because because someone will take that they or do something else that you don't agree with or like other people agree with. Just don't be scared. Say your own opinion. Like this is a world where all people. It's not like other people are like gods and have to agree with everything. You have to agree with everything what they say. So the things that I agree with him about like women self-defense. Women's self-defense is basically fucking useless. Like let's be honest here. If a strong, powerful man is trying to hurt you as a woman, you just have to run and scream. Like you can't really do anything. For example, me, people from who know me can confirm in the comments. But I'm a big, strong man. Like I've been doing MMA, and if I freak out, I'm drunk or on high, and I wanna hit a woman. Like, a woman can't do anything. Like I'm 6 foot, 136 kilos. Like if I grab a woman, choke slam her, beat her up, like she can't do anything. So yeah, this is. I'm gonna drop a clip now of Andrew Tate talking about the thing that I'm talking about right now, and I absolutely agree with him on this one.
Female self-defense is preventing yourself from being in a situation where you're attacked. Female self-defense is hiding. Female self-defense is not combat. Nothing you can learn in any class is going to give you a smidgen of a chance against an actual dude who's about violence. If you go to any class and they're convincing you that you're going to learn something that's going to help you, they are wasting your time and money. There is nothing any of you women could learn for the next 10 years that would prevent me or a guy my size doing whatever he wants. What the problem is with actual genuine violence? Most of you girls don't anticipate how quickly you'd be dispatched. You think it'd be like a struggle. If a dude smashes you in the face, like actually grabs you by the hair and hits you once, maximum twice, you now need a hospital. Your cheek's broken, your jaw's broken, your brain's bleeding, you're in concussion. If I wanted to put my hands around if a man like me put his hand around a girl's neck and squeeze as hard as he could, she has maybe 45 seconds of life left. That's it. Like you're thinking it's going to be some struggle, some shit like a Hollywood movie. It will take 2 or 3 seconds max to dispatch any of you. If you think this is going to be a fair fight like the UFC, you think he's just going to grip her up, grab her by her fucking jacket, lift her up over, slam her on the concrete? It's different. Violence is different than fighting. And true violence is nasty and it's ugly. And the idea that you're going to be able to do this, do that, or just kick him in the balls, none of that is real. None of that is real on any level. Not knowing how to throw a punch is about landing it. It's about technique, right? You don't know how to slip a punch. So it doesn't mean a difference if he doesn't know how to throw a punch. He's gonna hit you anyway. You don't know how to slip, dodge, counter. You don't have no moves. So what he can do the haymaker, and you're gonna take it right in your mouth and you're gonna fall over. Another thing you have to understand, most of you women, a lot of men who have been around the block, we have a propensity to violence. If you hit me in the face, I'm not going to panic. I've been hit in the face. I've been hurt. Most of you women have never even been hit. You've never even been gripped up. You've never even had a man grab you. You never felt a man's strength. You think you felt a man's strength during a little bit of sex? That was a fraction of it. You don't know how strong a man is. It's like getting grabbed by a lion. It's like getting hit by a car. If a real man were to grab you, it'd feel like a car hit you. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Facts.
You'd be on the floor and you'd be a fucking mess. And there's no bullshit little arm lock you learned in some Tuesday class for $15 from some dyke that's going to save you. It's garbage. It's not even just about strength. And you're thinking about fighting in a very technical way. Look, I can drink this entire bottle of vodka, right? I drink all of it.
You make me angry, you attack me. I get my left hand deep in your hair and I'm holding your hair. My right hand, your face is here. You think I'm gonna miss? Look at the size of my hand. Your teeth, your nose, your forehead, it's all gonna crack at once. How many times am I gonna whack, whack, whack? How many times are you gonna hit you in the face until your whole face is a fucking mess?
Thank you for understanding.
It's over. It's over. It's done,
bro.
It's done. There's none of this. Oh yeah, but he's drunk, so I can use my ninja technique. Bullshit. It's not real.
So as you can see in the clip, like, he just basically explains why women just when we're being attacked by a man or just like basically attacked, basically just like throw on the screen, because basically like female self-defense is just a scam, to be honest. Like, maybe in a women fight, then maybe it can be useful against a big powerful man like Andrew Tate or me, or like any other like big man. Like, it's gonna be a horrible thing for like the woman. No, horrible thing. I mean, like, it's gonna be basically useless, like the self-defense stuff. Like, he can just grab you by your hair, pick you up, you know, beat you up. It's just basically useless, and just scares me how feminist, like first world Western feminism, has made so many women like risk their lives because they think like, oh, if our man attacks me, I can just like use these ninja moves and defeat him and run away and stuff like that. Like, no, you can't. You can't. So sorry to say this to you, to any woman which is watching this. You can't. Sorry. Just, if you're being attacked, just run and scream. If you have a man, your own man's, like you have a boyfriend, just or a husband, just call him. I don't know, make him help you, because he's a man. He should protect you if you're in danger. Like, he's a man. Yeah. So yeah, going to another thing, which I agree with Andrew Tate. I'm also probably gonna get like hate comments from like the, what's it called, feminists, the fourth wave or fifth wave, like these COVID waves, feminists, about how I agree with Andrew Tate on some stuff. So yeah, another thing which I agree with Andrew Tate is that, well, men and women can never be equal, and this equality thing with men and women, by the way, this is paraphrasing, men and women will never be equal, no matter what you do, because men and women are different. Women are better at different things, men are better at different things, and this like propaganda which fourth wave, fifth wave, COVID wave feminists are spreading is just dangerous for our society, like, to be honest. Like why are you doing this? So I'm gonna show you a clip of about what I'm talking about, what Andrew, like the thing which I agree with Andrew Tate with.
I absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the facts. It's the truth.
So I absolutely agree with Andrew Tate on this one. Men are better at fighting and like aggressive physical stuff. Women are better at like emotional, children, nurturing thingies. And yes, I also think that women should provide for women. Like, I don't think that's that controversial. Like, I know that there are exceptions and when women can provide and like be good for their mans and protect their mans. Like, but we can't like use statistic anomalies and like overall like things that should exist. Like, because okay, so there's this thing here. So let's say that if you cross the road while looking left and right, you get hit, right? Let's say this, but there's 0.5% chance that you don't get hit. But if you look both ways before going, there's a 100% chance that you're gonna be safe too. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna look both ways, right? Because you can't like expect the anomaly, the statistic anomaly, to like be useful and be actually like reliable. I know this is a bad like what was it called thing. I keep losing my words. I probably should have made a script for this. This is a bad like example to like compare this, but it's true. Like we can't like go off our rules by just statistic anomalies. We can't. You have to look at. And annoying thing is that like most people which are like, no, men and women equal, blah blah blah, go off usually statistics, right? Even though they're saying like anomalies, they still say that you should do your research, look at the statistics and science and all that. Like, bro, you yourself are going off anomalies, statistic anomalies, but you're telling me to go do my research. Like, what the fuck, bro? Look at statistics. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? So yeah, the thing, right? I lost my words again. Like, I should have done the script. So yeah, and also another thing, like, what also can I say on this part of like agreeing with Andrew Tate? Another thing about like the statistic thing, like and anomalies. Same people which go like, oh, statistically there are women which can actually like protect their mans in a fight and stuff like that. Involve that an anomaly, and you shouldn't go by anomalies like I just said. Repeating myself again. These same people will also ignore other statistics which aren't anomalies. For example, men's mental health and like how they die from suicides 8 times more. 8 times more they die from suicides, and how. And when you bring this up, like the suicide thing or the mental health thing, they go like, oh, it's because the society has innate to like destroy men's mental health because they are violent and stuff like that. Like, mate, if you didn't stop this feminism thing and trying to make things which are not equal and can't be equal and will never be equal, like men and women. And by the way, I'm not saying by saying that they can never be equal because they're different. I'm saying that one is better than the other. Because they're not. This is a non-thing which is like, oh, one is better than the other, because we both need men and women and other people like in our society to create a civilization, to create new life, to build stuff, to make people great people and not just kill each other. Like, we need both with like rules and stuff like that. We can't have any equality between genders and like sexes. We can't, because they're different, like I said multiple times already. And I believe that this mental health problem which men have is just made from like the highly feminism thing and trying to make men and women equal, even though they can't do that. And just like when you do, the thing is, when you try to do something like make something better, even though you can't make anything better about it, it's just gonna break. Like if you're trying to make a car faster, but you can't, because if you tune it more, the engine is gonna explode. But you still tune it more, and the engine explodes. Like that's, you're trying to improve something which can't be improved, so it breaks. So we're on this breaking point right now where there's so much like male suicide and more violence because of like men's mental health going down because of like society in the West, and just like a Western problem. Like I know that in some countries there's definitely a problem, like in Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia, where I don't think that, because in those like countries women are seen as lesser than men, and I think that's a bad thing, really bad thing, because even though you can't have gender equality or sex equality, but you can still treat them fairly. Equality and fairly are two different things. For example, equality is when for example, you give every single, like, you have 5 kids, and you give every single kid 2 sweets. Like, that's equality, because every single one of them gets the equal amount of sweets with fairness. Yeah, fairness is when you treat people like as as good as they should be, treating everyone well, and not like a bad thing. For example, let's say there's a high shelf in a store or shop or whatever word you fucking use, like all that English dialects, whatever you use. There's a high shelf full of like good things that everyone needs. And fairness would be where the tall people can just grab it, right? Tall people, I'm tall myself, I can grab things from the top shelves, no problem. But like short people, they can't. So fairness will be giving them like a stool to stand on, so they can pick their stuff, or like one of those like thingies which you can like grab stuff with, like extending your arm, like these stuff. But when you use the same situation but with equality, you also have to give the stool to the tall people. But that doesn't make sense though, because they're different, because these are different situations of like how to improve someone's like shopping experience. But that's the same thing with like genders, because they're completely different. Okay, maybe not like completely different, but there's definitely differences. And yeah, there are definitely differences between them. We're not like completely different, like every single thing. Like, we're all still human, right? There are definitely differences between humans. There's difference between different human genders, sexes, there's difference between human, even races technically, because for example, black people, don't call me racist because I'm gonna say this. This is just like scientific fact, and whenever I bring up religion myself in real life, because it's real situations, like you keep talking about science, and I'm talking about science here. White people have a higher potential to be stronger than black people because of their like natural fats and stuff like that. I don't want to get into the science of this right now, so yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. So yeah, the differences. So yeah, I think I just said everything that I need to say about the situation of where things which I agree with Andrew Tate. So I'm gonna go into the things which I disagree with Andrew Tate. So I'm gonna show you a clip of Andrew Tate talking about something, and I'm gonna talk about the part which I don't agree with. And overall, I don't agree with this clip mostly, but yeah, I'm gonna show you this now.
If I had a woman, I would decide not to cheat because I decide. However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female infidelity, because female infidelity just involves emotion. You will not sleep with a man you don't like. I can sleep with a woman I don't like. It's a completely different thing. I can be head over heels in love with a woman, ready to die for her, ready to take a bullet for her, protect her, give her all the money in the world, make sure she has a beautiful family, a nice big house, all of it. And I'll still fuck that bitch. Watch me.
So yeah, the clip that I just showed you. So in the clip, right? So things which I don't agree with. Like, the thing is, Andrew Tate, the way that Andrew Tate looks at friendships is very like individual. Like it's not like a relationship between two partners. It's basically just like a group, right? We can all agree on this. It's like a group effort of like making a relationship, like loving each other, and like helping society and all that. And he looks at it like in a this weird, distorted way, just like, oh yes, they do this stuff, and he sees it not as a group, it's like an individual thing, which like people do with each other, like where they don't work as a group, but they do like this individual stuff. But it's completely wrong, because it's a group effort in a relationship, and if one person ruins just a bad thing in the group by just working in a different group or doing something like in a different group. For example, let's say I'm bringing back countries and stuff like that. I love politics and like countries and like wars and history. So you know NATO, right? NATO, like the military alliance between like 30 countries, and they all have a pact with each other that all of them have to attack each other if one of them is attacked, right? So let's say Poland gets invaded by Russia, right? And by saying the rule, because they're a group, because they're basically one alliance, one thing, they all have to attack. But for example, Norway, so they're not gonna help Poland, but they're gonna fund Russia. They're gonna give weapons and stuff like that to Russia. So then they're starting the group, and the group effort, like the group thingies, the alliances thingies. So then it's okay for like them to like kick out from Norway or be angry at Norway. It's completely fine. So this is kind of like, I know this is a bad way to like example this. I'm like fucking out. Why am I doing this? I should have. This is the 4th time I'm bringing up a script. Next time I do a video like this, I'm gonna bring up a script. I'm gonna make a script. So yeah, the thing is I just forgot what I was talking about. So yeah. So they're in a group. They have to do things within the group. Like, you can't just be so individual in the group. Like, bro. And overall, just like, it's evil because as Andrew Tate brought up, women are more emotional. Like, they're more like aligned with like emotions, not just like with their eyes. They also work with their brains and stuff like that. You're basically messing with a woman's emotions, because I know that we are meant to know that about like, oh yeah, these people, like, oh, this gender does that gender does that stuff, but we can't just like expect for everyone to know. For example, that like he said that men should have like that men can just like fuck a bitch without even knowing her. Like, what if a woman doesn't know and you basically just like break her feelings and like her self-esteem and stuff like that? You have to look at it from that perspective too. Like, for example, if I'm in a cinema or an airport and I say I'm gonna bomb this place, but I'm with my friends, so they know that I'm just joking. But the security and all of those people don't know, and then they like search me and like arrest me and stuff like that, and I get angry at them because they searched and like looked for my stuff and done all that stuff. Like, there's no reason for me to be angry in that situation, because they didn't know that I was joking and doing all that, because they didn't know that, for example, the trend that thing is. That thing is like the trend, like, oh yes, go in the airport and say that you're gonna bomb the place. Like, you can't expect them to all know about like all the joke, all that this is a joke, or that you can do that stuff and not be serious. Like, yeah, you can't, yeah. So this is one thing which I don't agree with Andrew Tate. Another thing which I'm gonna show you another clip where like Andrew Tate drops a hot take, you may say, and just like I don't agree with it at all. And I'm messing up my words again. I probably should like talk more in videos and like make more videos. I'm gonna do that then, because I'm like messing up my words. So yeah, the words. And so yeah, I'm gonna show you another clip which I don't agree with Andrew Tate on what he's talking about and what he's doing.
Coincidentally, I live in Romania, which is the most Christian country in the world, and it's Orthodox Christian. And the reason I like Orthodox Christians is because Catholics obey the Pope, and the Pope is fully gone. He's fully part of the social agenda with this left-wing liberalism woke garbage. The Pope spends all his time talking about things which are against the tenets of Christianity because he wants to be liked by the mainstream media. So Catholicism, Catholics are done. But Orthodox Christians, like the Russian, Greek, Romanian church, they still don't play games. You can't play games here. Recently, I read all the time on the news here in Romania about what the church is doing. And you can't piss off the church. You can't disrespect the church. Everyone respects the church here. No one vandalizes anything. The Orthodox Christians will still mess you up. So I think I'm no longer an atheist. I'm now an Orthodox Christian. And for that reason, I now go to church at least twice a week.
So yeah, the things which I don't agree with, the clip what I just showed, the video that I just showed, is probably the least agreeable, the video which I probably least agree with about Andrew Tate, because religion, right? I'm not gonna reveal my religion or stuff like that, because I don't want to share those stuff on YouTube yet, at least. I have to bed. Sorry, guys. Little comedic relief in the video about Andrew Tate. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that I'm religious. Yeah, yes, I'm religious. Oh yeah, hot take, haha, religion. And I'm gonna reveal my religion. And I'm also not gonna like reveal my specific political ideology. I'm just gonna say that I'm center right. Okay, I'm center right. I'm not gonna reveal any party which I support. I'm just gonna say I'm center right on the political spectrum. So yeah, the things which I don't agree with. I have to say that his view on religion and overall just these stuff is completely skewed, distorted, and it's completely wrong. Okay? Let me explain to you why. Because religion, he sees religion as, and this pisses me off about people who do this. He thinks that religion is a lifestyle, like a hobby. Like a hobby, like, for example, meditating. He sees it like as meditating stuff or stuff like that. He doesn't see it as you seeing who actually created the world and actually like who to follow and why things are the way they are. He just sees it as a lifestyle. Like, what the fuck? Religion is saying that, like I just said, saying who actually created the world, why the world is the way it is, like how to be in life, and to follow these rules and to be just like end up in a good place after you die, depending on the religion which you believe in. I mean, and just like this pisses me off because I see it so much on the internet of people going like, oh, I'm Muslim, just because it's a challenging thing, because they have to pray 5 times a day and they can't eat certain foods, and they just see this as this sort of challenge or a lifestyle. Like, why? It's not a lifestyle or a challenge or stuff or a thing like that. It's just saying I just said it like 2 times. I'm not gonna repeat myself again. So yeah, I just have to say before I end this video and just like and stuff, I don't think that Andrew Tate is a bad person, or a whole person, or the devil, or a demon, or I don't think that he's a god and that everyone should follow every single word that he says. I don't think that's bad at all, and I'm just trying to show this through this video. I'm just, you know, I just had enough of these people just speaking extreme sides. I'm just gonna share my opinion about this and why I'm right and everyone else is wrong. Yeah, I don't believe, and also the rating thing and of him being a human trafficker and him being in the mafia. I don't believe that he's in the mafia. Because you think that he's in the mafia because he like said the thing, but he just has to do this. That he just has to do a what is it called? A phone call and people can be under this. Like, it's just him represent. In my opinion, at least what I think is that he's just showing how loyal his friends are and like how he's not friends with bitches. Yeah, that he's not friends with bitches. And that he has good friends, and not that he's in the mafia, because that would be stupid to show that you're doing something illegal on the internet for tens of millions of people to see. Like, that's just so retarded, and I don't think that he's so dumb. I just think he's a genius. Like he was poor, now he's rich. Like he has 17 cars, which are all worth like millions. Like, if this doesn't happen accidentally, you can't just accidentally be rich. You have to like make it and do stuff. If you're poor, become rich. You have to do stuff. You have to work hard and do all that stuff. You can't just accidentally become rich and become fit and all that. You have to work hard for it and be smart and work hard. I'm repeating myself again. Like, why? I'm gonna show you a clip from like when he was talking on the American news on Fox News, about the raiding incident, and I don't believe that he's a human trafficker. I think this is a similar situation to what happened with. I'm just gonna show you the clip. I'm gonna talk more about the things.
Somebody made a phone call to the American Embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived, and let me state this now. I state this openly to the world. I have absolute respect for the police. I would hate to live in a country where if you call the police saying women are being held against their will, that the police don't respond. That would be terrible. Of course they should come and look. Absolutely. They turned up, they investigated, they realized that nobody was in the house against their will. There was no crime committed. They said, okay, you're not a suspect, but you are a witness to this, along with me, my brother, the housekeeper, the gardener. Everybody who was in the premises at the time was labeled a witness. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go. I was swatted. Nobody was hurt. There's no human trafficking. There's no women who were tied up. There's none of these things. It's all just complete fallacy.
I know that we can't just take someone's word for what they are and just say, oh, he said that he didn't do it, so he couldn't have done it. But like, he's on live TV, and he's not like in those like thingies which they keep like heavy suspects, which are about to go to the trial. Like if he was actually like going to trial and like being prosecuted and stuff like that, he wouldn't be on live TV then and talking about the situation of like the human trafficking allegations and stuff like that. Like he wouldn't be there talking about it. So that's why I think that's just like some fucking like fake allegations about like him being a human trafficker. Like I know that he had a webcam porn business, and there's this thing where like porn business are really corrupt and horrible. I'm probably gonna talk about this in a different video, but this is an Andrew Tate video. So most people, when they hear about this, they go, oh, this must be a human trafficking thing, or oh yeah. And I think this is just stupid. Like, just stop trying to rid someone's life because they are better than you, or have more successful than you, or more famous than you. Just stop it. Stop and get some help. Yeah. You're so stupid. So retarded. Yeah. So, yeah. What can I say now? I don't believe that he's a human. Yeah, I already said this. And also, if he wasn't actually a human trafficker and like kidnapper and stuff like that, and a rapist, he also wouldn't. Because if after if he got a trial, then after like talking about the thing. Okay, let me start again. So if it's actually true, okay, I'm just gonna move on because I'm just mumbling my words. So yeah, I think I can say it now. So I also don't believe that he's a human trafficker, because if he actually was and the trial goes and he's guilty, that's gonna make him look even more worse, because of like because he was lying then on live TV. It will be stupid for him to do that. Most lawyers will recommend in this situation just to be quiet, just go on the radar, and not make like videos and like live streams and like go on the news to go like talk about how you're not guilty. Well, that'll be just stupid. And now that he's not stupid, he's actually a really smart person, like I said. And I also don't think that he's, apart from that, I don't think he's a bad or a evil or this kind of person. I just think that he's just annoying about this because of okay, that's just mean just to say, but I think he's just bad with words and just like me kinda, and just comes off as aggressive, which he definitely does, like this brawny man, but mad person, and this makes people assume that he's a bad person, right? Because we live in this society which does that. I'm gonna show more clips and just like let you think if he's actually a bad person.
They don't donate any money to charity. They don't help women. They don't want to do anything but spread hate. Right now they hate Andrew Tate. When I'm gone, they'll hate someone else. They'll find someone else's comment section to go into, insult, threaten their lives, insult their dead parents. They're not going to donate money to charity. They're not going to help women. They're just going to sit there and hate me until I'm gone, and then hate somebody else. This is a hate mob, and they're pretending that they care about women. They don't care about anybody. They're just hateful. The public consciousness has been polluted to a point where narratives are being purported which are absolutely and utterly false. And it's having a genuine negative impact on the people who I care about and the people who care about me. And despite the fact it doesn't emotionally affect me, as a man I have a duty to protect all of those I love. For this reason, these narratives have started to become very, very harmful. The people who don't like you are not interested in the truth. What they are interested in is finding some lie that they can latch onto and accelerating that lie on as much as possible via their platforms to try and paint a negative picture of you because they don't like you. And I'm not even telling the world all the good I do because I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think you should just give from the goodness of your heart, not for attention. But that's unfair for people to be saying I'm a bad person when I run a shelter for dogs in Romania because of the stray dog problem. Because of the fact that I just recently rebuilt an entire orphanage because there's an orphanage problem. I was just trying to help people. I'm genuinely not the bad person.
Like, does this person look like a bad person? Like, a person which ruins a shelter and an orphanage and all of these good things. Like, do you think that he's actually a bad person which is trying to be this malicious, this evil person? Like, really? Really, bro? Do you really think this? Like, are you stupid? Like, maybe he's not the nicest person alive if it comes to, like, manners and stuff like that, but he definitely isn't a bad, malicious person. And also, the thing about, like, him being banned from social media, I don't think that's a good thing. Especially from Instagram and stuff like that, because he only really... Listen, we have to keep freedom of speech alive. We can't just be like, oh, this annoys this person, so we have to ban this person and done with them talking more. We live in such a electronic and digital world that right now, that without like having any social media, you're basically locked off talking to most people. If you're banned, you're basically just locked off. And I think that's a really bad thing, to be honest, but it's a good thing because electronics and stuff like that also help humanity in many other ways by just talking to each other. So I don't think they should take away technology and like the internet and stuff like that. But yeah, we should have kept like we still need to have like freedom of speech. We still need freedom. Yeah, I keep repeating myself with the freedom of speech thing. So I'm gonna show you a clip of like the last message of him, of his, and think about like the ban.
On Instagram, absolutely no rules were broken. My captions were just poetry that I wrote. My pictures were just lifestyle. Car, house, boat. I never broke any rules on Instagram. I never had any strikes. I never done anything wrong on Instagram. The only rule infringements on Instagram were my comment section, where hate mobs inspired by these videos that we've been discussing, these videos which were deliberately taken out of context and deliberately fictional, hate mobs were inspired at the end of YouTube videos to go to my Instagram and insult me. So the only infringements you would find on Instagram is in my comment section, where thousands of people who were sent by random YouTubers who don't like me would come, threaten to kill me, mock my dead father, threaten to kill my brother, threaten to kill my family, threaten to find me. These were the only rule infringements on Instagram. Things written against me by other YouTubers, telling them to go and do it, while all I wrote is poetry.
So yeah, do we really need to ban someone because they wrote poetry and wrote some cards and showed some rich stuff? Just because something that he said on a different platform, you may annoy someone else. Like really? Are you actually like this like delusional? Like you think this is right? Like what's wrong with you? What's wrong with all these people? And also what's wrong with like why do people do this? Like talk about all this like horrible stuff that they're gonna do in the comments, just like their threats and all that. That's just so horrible, and just like the accounts which did those comments should be banned, not him, just because he had those comments on the post. Like, so stupid, so horrible. All of this whole situation is just full of idiots and full of people which don't know what they're talking about, and just like, well, the world has so many problems right now. And overall, just in history, the world has so many problems. It's actually crazy if you look at all the problems. There's constantly a war, genocide, people hating each other, racism, sexism, misogyny. Just like, why? Death threats, why? Just why can't we just live in peace? And live with each other and just love each other and just be peaceful and be nice to each other. Like, why? And then we had just this video just made me really like conscious of how horrible the world is. So yeah, this is everything which I have to say on this topic about Andrew Tate. So if you like, so please like and subscribe to me, and press the bell. Press the bell thing, and comment whatever you want. And also, if you have different opinions and actually want to have a civilized, healthy debate, then just write, and then we can have a debate in the comments. I don't have a problem with that. But if this video becomes popular and I can't reply to all the comments, then yeah. So I probably wouldn't be able to reply to all the comments then. Yeah. Like I said, like and subscribe, comment, do stuff, and just be good. Just don't be an idiot. Don't be like all these people on these extremist sides about Andrew Tate. Just be a good person, okay? Say something nice to a person you love. Oh yeah, do that. Definitely do that. And just, yeah. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm bad at ending videos. So I'm just gonna say bye.